All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the Carl York Center at Fairland High School. We want to welcome you tonight to the Ladies Division III section semifinal between the Lucas Valley Indians and the Lady Dragons from Fairland High School. You have the C team tonight. I'm Dave Carroll, and it's going to be joined here shortly by Jeff Gorby. We want to give out to shout out to Coach Jack Harris. He's a little under the weather tonight. He tested positive for COVID, so it looks like you're stuck with me and Coach Gorby. So I hope we can live up to Jack's standards for you guys. Anyway, let's go through here and talk about Lucasville Valley. They're coached by Tyson Phillips. He's in his first year. They have a record of 2-10. I talked to him a little bit. They were kind of slowed down a little bit. The SOC only allowed them to play conference games, so therefore their record wasn't quite nearly as many games as Fairland had. Just to recap, Lucasville Valley comes in at 2-10. Your Lady Dragons from Fairland High School come in at 17-2, OVC champs. Congratulations to the Lady Dragons. 4 out of the last 5 years, they've been OVC champs. And the winner of tonight's game will play Wednesday night, weather permitting, the winner of the Chesapeake South Point game. And if Fairland win that game tonight, that game will be played here. Okay, let's go ahead and get the starters for tonight's game. For Lucasville Valley, number 23, Lexi Morrow. Number 44, Madison Montgomery. Number 22, Haley Whitt. Number 5, Lucy Ashkittle. And number 4, Natalie Buckle.
Now the whole team on the scoreboard. Fairland Lady Dragons.
So if you're Lady Dragons, it looks like it's going to be number 1, Emma Marshall. Number 22, Bree Allen. Number 23, Tommy Hinkle. Number 33, Mia Howard. And number 44, Kirsten Orsbaum. I talked to Coach Tyson Phillips before the ball game, and he told me that he's basically got a JV team. He said he only has 3 upperclassmen, seniors and juniors playing, and the rest are sophomores and freshmen. It's going to be a good test for him tonight, Lady Dragons. Couple seniors. So we'll see what happens. I see Chuck Knight across the way. Going to be one of our officials tonight. We're ready for the tip. Lucasville Valley in purple. Fairland in their home white jerseys. Tip Bree Allen. Scrum. We're going to jump it up again. Going to go possession. Going to go to Fairland. Bree Allen's going to throw it in. Allen into Emma Marshall, top of the key. Looks over the defense. Pass on the right side of Tommy Hinkle. Over the left side. Into the corner, left corner, Tommy Hinkle. 3, no good. Well, knocked out by Emma Marshall. Lady Indians basketball. I'm joined now by Coach Jeff Gorby. He's here. Coach, what do you think we're going to see here tonight?
We're going to see a lot of up-tempo, a lot of pressure tonight from the Lady Dragons. You know, we haven't seen Lucasville Valley in a couple years. We beat them out at Rock Hill a few years ago. Same matchup, sectional semifinal game out there. So, going to be a good night for us.
All right, quick walking call on Lucy Ashkittle. Emma Martin in the front court, number 33. Over Tommy Hinkle back to Mia Howard. 2 shots.
That foul's going to be on Lucasville Valley's number 23, Lexi Morrow. That's going to be her first, team first. It's going to put Kirsten Orsbaum at the line, shooting 2.
First one's up and good.
You know, Coach, as we just seen that inside-out play right there, I think Fairland's goal is against this zone, we're going to try to get the ball in the middle to Bree Allen. turn square up and see what we have open, whether we have the drive or we're going to look for one of our bigs and Kirsten or Mia underneath. Try to get the easy layup.
Miss.
A hustle rebound there by Mia Howard.
Brielle on top of the key. Mia Howard on the right side. Swing the ball. Tommy Hinkle for three from the left side. Off. Bree Allen with the rebound. Back to Emma Marshall. Back to Bree Allen. Three-point shot up. No good. Tommy Hinkle with the rebound, and Tommy Hinkle for two.
You know, Coach, on that possession right there, we've seen Fairland have at least 3, maybe 4 offensive rebounds. It's going to be a long night for Lucasville Valley if they can't box them out on the offensive end.
Yep.
You see a foul called right there on pressure. Number 33, Mia Howard. It's going to be her first, team first. Again, Mia is just she's a motor. I think we would call her a Caterpillar diesel engine. She's all the time running. She's high intensity, getting after it, and she's a physical player.
Yes, she is.
A walk called underneath. It was a great post move, but she drug her pivot foot there. It's going to be Dragon basketball.
Bree Allen to inbound the basketball. Emma Marshall brings it up, going to cross the timeline. Bree Allen over to Mia Howard. Emma Marshall back to Bree Allen in the middle. Tommy Hinkle, Mia Howard, Emma Marshall for three. Off the mark. Kirsten Orsbon, turnover.
It's a good back tip right there. Just hustle points from Emma Marshall. She misses a shot. She's able to chase it down this back tipper. Marshall kicked it over to Hinkle. Hinkle back up to Marshall. Hinkle with a deep three. Rebound Bree Allen and back up and good. Again, Lucasville Valley going to have to get the Dragons off the offensive boards if they want to stay in this game, Coach.
It's a good shot. Ball number 22, that's 23, Lexi Morrow. Up.
Tommy Hinkle with the back tip and steal, pushes ahead to Marshall. Almost too much. Marshall's able to save it. To Bree Allen, looks across to Tommy Hinkle. Let's see who this foul's on here. Both of them are kind of back-to-back, Coach.
Yep.
Let's see who's on.
Kirsten Orsbon, I believe.
It's going to be on the Dragons' Kirsten Orsbon. It's going to be her first, team second of the quarter.
Lucy Ashkittle going to take it in.
Number 13, McKenna Dunham checking in for the Indians. She's replacing Natalie Buckle.
Ashkittle brings it in. Number 23 with your shot, Lexi Morrow. She got a three-point shot.
Tommy Hinkle on the drive. Just throws the ball right to Lucasville Valley, standing in the middle of the paint. And Valley pushes the ball up the floor with a one-hand pass. Ashkettle with the ball on the side. Kicks it over to number 13. Bree Allen with the steal.
Emma Marshall on the left side. Kick it out, Tommy Hinkle. Top of the key, Bree Allen for three.
Right. Bree Allen, a big three there. Assist from Tommy Hinkle. Coach, we've seen it time and time again this year. You're going to leave Bree Allen open. She's going to knock down the three. She's going to make you pay.
Yep, she is. She's a good inside-out player. Emma Marshall, top of the key. Looks to the right side, Tommy Hinkle. Looking inside, back to Emma Marshall on the top. Back inside, Orsbon. Looks it's going to be a foul on number 22. It'll be Haley Witt. And Bree Allen's going to go to the line to shoot too, Coach.
It's going to be Haley Witt's first foul. It's going to be team second. We talked about that just earlier in this quarter, Coach, about 2 minutes ago on the game clock, about that inside out. We're trying to get the ball, whether it's to Kirsten or to Bree, so we can turn and square up and look. And we made them pay again. As we talk about Bree Allen here on the line, she's probably, Coach, I'd put her in top 3 freshmen in Southeast Ohio right now. She's played well. She's averaging anywhere 15, 18 a night. She's taken over a few games. She's a special player. Motor's always going. She gets on the floor for all loose balls. Just a great player, and big things to come here in the next 3 years.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, Coach, she hadn't hurt that knee last year. I can imagine what she'd be doing now.
Oh, yeah.
Number
right.
33, Easter, into the ball game for Lady Indians.
Orsbon with the steal. We got Tommy Hinkle with the long three. Comes up just a little bit short. The scramble with Kirsten Orsbon on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball. It's going to be Indian basketball.
Coach Fairland in their little press here right now. Full court press.
Throw the ball away. Tommy Hinkle picks it up at half court. Looks to Emma Marshall.
Rebound, Tommy Hinkle. Pass to Bree Allen. Kick back out. Skip pass. Back to Tommy Hinkle on the top. Nice high-low. Bree Allen. Shot up.
That foul's going to be on number 22, Haley Witt. I believe that's going to be her second. She just picked up the last foul for the Indians. It's going to be the team third, sending Bree Allen back to the line.
2 shots. 4:04 to go. Your score's 9-3. 10-3.
We got senior Katie Brumfield, number 5, checking into the game, and freshman number 12, Kylie Bruce, checking into the game. Bruce is another kid. It's a motor. She's going to run the floor. She's going to look to score underneath when she gets a basketball. She can also step out and hit the three. Katie, she's a three-point shooter, great defender, very strong kid. You put the ball in front of her, she's going to reach in and take it away from you, Coach.
11-3. Emma Marshall. Steal.
Emma Marshall with the offensive rebound.
Nice ball movement by the Dragons right now. Katie Brumfield for 3. Miss. Going to get Kylie Bruce. Fairland over the back.
Kylie Bruce is going to be her first, team third. Coach, I'll say, Katie Brumfield walks right in. Very first time she touches the ball, she puts up a 3. These kids aren't afraid to shoot it, and they know they got the green light from Coach Buchanan. Anytime they're open, it doesn't matter whether you've been playing 20 minutes or you just stepped in. Shoot the basketball.
Bree Allen from top of the key, steal, and 3. Your score is 14-3.
That puts Bree Allen's got 11 of the 14 points here in the first quarter, Coach. It's a big output by her.
Unforced error.
Coach, I don't know whether you mentioned or not, 3 officials tonight. We got Isaiah Haney here on the near side. Over on the far side is Chuck McKnight and Leroy Wells underneath. Mr. McKnight there, he's kind of the hero in Colgrove for a couple reasons. He was a heck of a basketball player in high school. Right around 2,000 points. I know I've heard stories of his senior year. He had 52 against Fairland at Colgrove. And
now, Coach, before you go there, you must remember that's the days before the 3-point.
Yes.
Because that's back when I was in high school, and we're not going to talk about how long ago that was.
That's when you wrote on use the abacus to add things and wrote on tablets, right?
I had the slide rule, yeah.
But anyways, getting back to him, I know Colgrove had a water leak today, and Chuck called me about 5 o'clock. He said, we're getting it back together and getting the water turned back on. So I know the Colgrove citizens there appreciate everything Chuck does for them to get their water back on these cold days. Kylie Bruce with the basketball over to Emma Marshall. Marshall to Hinkle, and back to Marshall. Looking inside, trying to look inside for that inside-outside game. Kylie Bruce at the post. Over to Bree Allen for 3. Comes up a little bit short. Katie Brumfield with a big offensive rebound. She throws it right to Lucasville Valley as they bring the ball up the floor over on the left side.
Lucy Ashkittle with the ball. Steal by Emma Marshall.
Layup foul. Count it.
Emma Marshall going to the line for an old-fashioned 3-point play. 2:57
Fouls
on
on
the
number
clock.
13, McKenna Dunham. It's going to be her. I'm sorry, the foul was on 31, not 13. 31. Savannah Easter, that's her first, team 4th. Marshall to line to complete the 3-point play. Free throw come up a little bit short. Steal by Tommy Hinkle. Emma kind of just mishandled the basketball there in the paint. She did a good job getting it out. Coach, it looks like we may have had a little popcorn party here at some point in time today. we got some butter on our fingers, and we're having a hard time getting hold of that basketball. Hot potato. Maybe they had baked potatoes with their popcorn, Coach.
They may have. McKenna Dunham to inbound the ball for the Lady Indians.
We got 2:45 on the rolling clock. Fairland up 16-3.
Lexi Morrow with the basketball against Tommy Hinkle. It's going to be a foul on Tommy Hinkle.
It's going to be her first, team 3rd. Coach, that's one thing I will say. Even though Coach Buchanan, he sits back in a 1-2-2 zone, I wouldn't necessarily call it sitting back, but he's going to apply some pressure up top with Tommy and Emma. Both of them are long, athletic kids who can just get the job done. And it makes it very difficult for teams to get easy shots or to even get the ball up the floor.
Morrow with the shot. Savannah East with the rebound.
With jump ball, it's going to be Fairland basketball. 2:29 on the clock. Lucasville Valley trying to get a sub to the table. She's just a little bit late, so we'll get her on the next dead ball. Bree Allen to Katie Brumfield. Brumfield comes up short.
Lexi Morrow with the basketball. Up to number 31, Savannah Easter from the right corner. Back to 24. Drives the lane, Adeline Conaway.
I believe that's their first offensive rebound, Coach, they've got. Fairland's done a great job of cleaning up the rebounds. 44, which is Madison Montgomery checking back into the game for Lucasville. We have number 4, Reese Barnett's a sophomore, checking in for the Dragons, and a senior, Libby Judd, number 32. Libby just signed a letter of intent to play college softball at Ohio Valley University yesterday afternoon. Coach, you and I both were there. Great ceremonies for her. We're super excited for Libby to be able to continue her college education and have an athletic career at the next level.
Well, let me tell you, I've known Libby for a long time. I've got Libby in class now, and I've coached her in softball, and I'm really glad that she's getting this opportunity. You know, you're going to get that education, and it's great.
It is. Reese Barnett's for 3. Montgomery with the big rebound. Morrow's going to bring a ball up the floor for the Indians. Emma Marshall applying pressure. Little Euro step, count it for Morrow. The Dragons right back up the floor.
16-5 on the left wing. And Libby Judge. Bruce skip pass to Reese Barnett. Top Emma Marshall on the left, Katie Brumfield. Baseline, Libby Judge. Back to Reese Barnett's on the right. She's going to drive. Back out. Back up top to Emma Marshall. She's going to drive, stop at 15. Katie Brumfield with the shot. A little bit long. Rebound, Reese Barnett into the middle. Back out to Emma Marshall, left-hand corner. Inside to Kylie Bruce. Little 8-footer rolls in. 18-5 on running clock, 53 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Fairland continues that full court pressure. Katie Brumfield just beaten and and scrambled to get the ball. We've got a timeout, Fairland, 30-second timeout. Morrow looks to be grabbing her mouth there a little bit. Maybe she got hit in the scuffle.
Coach, I'm telling everybody watching, I talked to Lucasville Valley's head coach, Tyson Phillips, and he said he's only got 3 upperclassmen, and he's got the rest are sophomores and freshmen. So he's got a young team, and so he's trying to change culture down there and get things going in the right direction. He only played 12 games, all conference games. So, you know, experience-wise, they're a little behind a lot of other teams in a tournament right now.
Oh, yeah, I agree. You know, it's so hard. This year's been so hard. A lot of conferences was only allowing you to play maybe just your conference games. And when you got a young team, you're wanting to try to get that out-of-conference experience. So when you get into games like this, and again, his first year, Tyson's first year out there, he's trying to change a culture. And that's extremely hard to do with the situation we've had this year where you can't have your team meetings, you can't watch a lot of film, and you can't play a lot of basketball games. So, you know, shout out to him for what he's trying to do. And I know Coach Phillips is going to get things turned around out there and have a successful program.
All right, back to the top of the key. Kylie Bruce over to Emma Marshall. Marshall drives, kick back out. Katie Brumfield. Back in the right hand to Kylie Bruce. Back to Katie Brumfield in the corner. She loses it out of bounds. Lady Indian basketball. Number 5, Lucy Ashkittle will be in to inbound the ball.
At 20.9 left on the clock. Ashkittle brings the ball into Morrow. Back tip by Katie Brumfield. Let's see if Emma Marshall here can hold it for the last shot. Now, I don't necessarily know that Emma's going to be the one to take the shot, but Reese Barnett's going to knock down a big 3, Coach, here and kind of run the quarter out.
21-5, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. Lady Dragons 21, Lady Indians from Lucasville Valley 5.
Coach, you know, while we take this minute break here, we're going to talk a little bit about, you know, with the new format this year with Ohio High School and in the Southeast Ohio with the higher seed hosting, a little something different to get used to for a lot of these teams. You know, we're used to traveling to Jackson or Lucasville Valley, actually, for these games. where you're just playing on a neutral site. This year, a little different format. They went to super sectional last year, continued to super sectional, the higher seed host, so a lot more travel. And the Dragons have been pretty fortunate. They're going to sectional semis, sectional finals, and district semis could be here if they continue to win.
Well, that's good for them. And you know what? I kind of like that. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, I agree with you, Coach. If you work hard enough and you have a great record, you should at least be able to get some type of advantage in a high school tournament. I know a lot of other sectionals, a lot of other districts have done this in the past, and it's been successful, and it gives a lot of opportunities. Now, the travel in Southeast Ohio, I know Ironton had to travel to Lynchburg tonight, which is about 3 hours on a bus. Rock Hill had to travel to Leesburg, Fairfield, Leesburg tonight. Another big trip.
Well, Coach, we do that in football.
We do it in football.
So,
I mean, right.
you know.
But now, the winner of this game, whether it's Fairland or it's Lucasville Valley, will host, well, not necessarily host, but will face the winner of the South Point Chesapeake game at a venue of the higher seed.
Yep. We win, and it'll be here.
Yes.
Okay, that was
a drive by
Lucy
Ashkettle.
Missed that drive. Rebound, Dragons.
Mia Howard picked up the loose ball to Tommy Hinkle, ahead to Bree Allen for the layup. Bree Allen's got 13 of the 23 right now, according to the scoreboard. We'll give our scoreboard operators a big shout out. Eddie Marshall and Ronnie Canterbury. These guys, I can't do my job without those two guys every night being here to operate the scoreboards for me. It's very refreshing to see these guys walk in the door knowing you're not going to have to undertake that responsibility.
Do a good job. In the middle, Kristen Orsbon up for the shot, no good.
Montgomery the rebound. Morrow going to bring the ball to the floor, passes ahead to Ashkettle.
She's going to drive the right side. Little step.
Turned a little Euro step there around Bree Allen. Bree Allen with the rebound, push ahead to Kirsten Orsbon. Just a little too much on that pass, Coach.
Dragons getting up and down the floor.
They are. Number 13.
McKenna Dunham.
McKenna Dunham checking back into the game for Lucasville Valley. Going to be a 30-second timeout for Lucasville Valley as he kind of walks in the huddle there and shows his displeasure with some things going on. You know, I'm sure the pace of the game that Fairland has set right now is probably not what he's used to.
It's not what he needs.
Right, not what he needs. And especially only playing 12 games. You know, Fairland's played 19, 20 games. They're kind of used to this pace, what they've been playing all year long. Now you come in, you've only played 12 games. Different pace, pressure. Takes a little bit to get used to, Coach.
It does. A lot to it.
Yes.
And young team, you know, he wants to calm them down.
Right.
Fairland just quick and they're in your face and.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Lucy Ashkettle, she's going to be inbounding the ball. Inbound to number 22, Haley Whitt. She's down the right side of the floor, guarded by Emma Marshall. Pass up top
to Ashkettle.
Guarded by Mia Howard.
Looking for somebody, finds Montgomery on the top. Montgomery on the drive. Bree Allen smacks it, but smacks it right into the hands of Dunham.
Number 22, Haley Whitt called for the carry. It'll be Dragons basketball. Got a number sub, number 11, Caitlin Kennard in for the Lady Indians. Bree Allen inbounds. Emma Marshall crosses the timeline, looks it over. Pass the right side, Tommy Hinkle. Back to Marshall. Back to Hinkle on the right side. In the middle, Bree Allen. Back out, Mia Howard.
Emma Marshall. Emma's just a little bit rusty. She's had a few days off, just kind of getting back into the flow of things. She was playing well right before her little couple days off. She had a big game down at Peebles. She had a big game against Rock Hill. She had to take a few days off, a little bit rusty. Emma Marshall into Tommy Hinkle. Misses the three-point shot attempt. Bree Allen battles her and Ashkettle. She's going to secure the ball long enough to get a timeout.
That's 23-5. Coach Buchanan calls quick timeout. Coach, when we got started here, I was giving a shout out to Coach Harris. and he's tested positive for COVID, so he is out for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
I told him the C team's here tonight.
The C team, definitely the C team. It's great to be able to come up here and work with you. You and I had a little run there in football. We were together, and to be able to come back up here and hang out with my 8th grade math teacher for a little bit. We're not going to tell you how many years Mr. Carroll was in school or had been teaching when I had him. And because if I tell you how many years I've been out of school, you're going to know how old he really is. But, it's always a pleasure working with you, Coach. Have a great friendship. We teach together here at the high school and everything, and I really appreciate you asking me to come up here and fill in with Coach Harris. Again, Coach, I hope you get to feeling better because we got a few more games here we need to get done over the next couple weeks.
Well, that was awfully nice words from a guy that used to paddle you.
I've learned a lot over those years, Coach, and a lot of life lessons.
You and I have been together for a long time,
Yep.
coached a lot of football together, and had your wife Megan in school.
Uh-huh.
Good family. All right, here we go back to the action. Over on the right-hand corner, Bree Allen in the short corner, back to Emma Marshall on the left side. Tommy Hinkle at the top. Into Kirsten Orsbaugh, over to the right, Emma Marshall for 3. Rims out.
I think Emma has hit every part of the rim possible tonight, but except for the bottom of the net. Coach, it's hit every part there.
Well, she's coming back. So walking call there on Ashley Witt be Dragons basketball. Over to Bree Allen in the left corner. Shoots the 3, no good.
Mia Howard,
Rebound, Mia.
big rebound.
Emma Marshall with the drive. Bree Allen kicks out. Tommy Hinkle with the drive. Kick out again. Skip pass. Ooh, almost got picked off there. Emma Marshall is going to drive. Kick it out to Tommy Hinkle. She's going to take about a 23-footer. Mia Howard at the rebound for 2. Your score is 25-5.
It was a big rebound. Coach, I'd love to see the rebounding stats. I don't have a chance to keep the stats like you normally do and all that. I'd love to see what those rebounding stats are right now.
Fairland's killing it right now. I'll tell you, that was number 22. Haley Witt with a nice move, just missed. Bree Allen about 21 feet for a 3-pointer. 28-5, 4:51 on a running clock.
Emma Marshall knocks the ball out of bounds. Lucasville is going to maintain possession. Number 5, Katie Brumfield checking in for the Dragons. Number 31, Savannah Easter checking in. And number 5, Ash Kettle checking back into the game. And a 24, Adeline Conaway checking in.
Steal by the Dragons over the left-hand corner. Tommy Hinkle on the top. Got Katie Brumfield. Kirsten Orsbaugh in the middle. Back to Tommy Hinkle. Emma Marshall dribbles out top. Skip past Katie Brumfield. Short corner shot by Bree Allen. It's 30-5, Lady Dragons. Timeout called.
The official said that she called a timeout underneath.
By Lucy Ashkittle. Couldn't get the ball in, Coach. That's pretty good pressure right there.
One of the things, too, we've seen her standing there. We see commonly this mistake by young players. She can't get the ball in, but she's standing in one spot instead of moving. She's able to run the baseline there after a made shot. You'll see a lot of older players run that baseline, trying to create a little bit, and also point guard maybe coming back, banana cutting in front to make it easy. And you can kind of tell the youth and the lack of experience is kind of hurting Lucasville Valley right now. They're just kind of standing and looking at each other. Whereas the pressure of Fairland is really getting to them. Emma Marshall up top, Tommy Hinkle, Bree Allen, Mia, Katie, all these girls just putting a lot of pressure. Kirsten being able to cover backside is really making it difficult for Lucasville Valley to find the open player because Fairland's always in a passing lane somewhere.
Yep. Playing hard.
They're playing extremely hard. I tell you,
coaches, we referee even the little kids in youth league. If I'm refereeing and there's a made basket, I always tell them they can run the baseline.
Yes.
But you got to keep that
And that's something
go through.
Yeah, you got to continue to do that. And that is something that, as your coaching staff, and I know our coaches do a great job. I got to spend a couple years on Coach Buchanan's staff as a volunteer. Those are things every day he has at least a 5 to 10 minute session where he works on basically I guess the individual period would be called craziness, because what crazy is going to happen in a ball game, that's what we need to work on. Out of bounds plays, under 2 seconds, down 1. What are we going to do? And Coach does a great job of coaching them up in those scenarios. As we've seen the missed shot there.
By 31, that was Savannah Easterling. Long 3.
Ball goes out of bounds. Reese Barnett's checking into the game for the Dragons.
Reese Barnett's at the top. Katie Brumfield. Pass over to Kylie Bruce on the left wing. Back into the middle. Bree Allen called for steps. Lady Indians basketball.
We got 3:52 on the clock. Fairland up 30-5.
Steal by Reese Barnett's. Pass to Tommy Hinkle with a missed layup. Gets her own rebound, puts it in for 2. 3:45 on the running clock, 32-5. There's a run out, steal again, Tommy Hinkle. She's going to pull it out. Reese Barnett's on top. She's going to shoot about a 24-footer off the mark. Lucasville Valley with the ball. It's number, I don't know who that is, Coach.
Which number was that?
I couldn't tell who brought that up. Breon with the rebound.
Morrow was on the drive there.
Tommy Hinkle.
Right back
Splits
up the
defenders
floor.
all the way to the basket. Miss. Bree Allen rebound, put up for 2.
That's Bree Allen 20th point of the half. I can't remember what her career high is here, Coach. I think it's 20. I can't remember if it's 25 or 28 earlier in the season. But as Bree's getting close to that mark, Tommy Hinkle had a 30-point game out at Rock Hill. I think Bree had I can't remember if it was 25 or 28 early in the season. I think we could see that mark broke here if we continue to play.
Rebound by Bree Allen. Tommy Hinkle up to Kylie Bruce for the layup. It's good.
It's going to be fouls called on number 23, Morrow, for Lucasville Valley. That's going to be her second, team 6th. Lucasville Valley bringing in 3 subs. Libby Judd checking back in for the Dragons, replacing Bree Allen. I don't figure Bree's going to be setting too long, Coach.
I don't think so.
We had Kylie Bruce at the line shooting 1, and she completes the 3-point play. Lucasville Valley bringing the ball up. I can't necessarily see that number. It's Ash Kettle. The ball pressured by Katie Brumfield. It's going to go off the hands of an Indian player, out of bounds. Number 3, Allie Penix, checking into the game for the Dragons. She's a senior. She's replacing Katie Brumfield. Tommy Hinkle bringing the ball up the floor. She's going to give the ball to Reese. Over to Libby Judge, back to Kylie Bruce. Libby Judge on the drive, kicks out to Tommy Hinkle. Tommy on the drive, comes up off the mark. Reese Barnett's with the offensive rebound. Kylie Bruce is getting them reset out here in the offense. Drives over to Libby Judd, back over to Reese Barnett's to Tommy Hinkle. Reese with the 3, kind of off the mark. Fairland battling for a rebound again.
Reese has not had a good shooting night.
No,
so
she's
far,
not,
right?
Coach. Usually she's played pretty well. She shot the ball well. Montgomery checking back in the game for Lucasville Valley.
Montgomery going to throw it in for the Lady Indians. Lucy Ashkittle's going to bring it up against Reese Barnett across the timeline. Pass on the right side to Montgomery. Guarded by Libby Judge. The number 11, 3-pointer. That's Caitlin Kennard.
Tommy Hinkle with the rebound, brings the ball up the floor, leading the charge. Kicks it over to Libby Judge. Libby throws it right into the hands.
Caitlin Kennard, she double dribbled. Going to come back the other way. Coach, you were talking about a while ago about Coach Buchanan's defense. It is a 1-2-2, but it's got so many man principles incorporated in it and rotations.
Oh, yeah.
That really is kind of a man.
Yes, it is. Even though he plays a 1-2-2, I know he spends a lot of time in practice on shell drill, matchup, man-to-man principles. The kids do a great job communicating. Allie Penix for 3. She comes up off the mark. And I will say, his defense that he's had over the, since the duration he's been here, he's had some great communicators. I know I had the opportunity to sit there on the bench and watch Jenna Fawkes bark out orders from behind. And she was kind of the one that helped lead them on that second state qualifying run that they had. You take on this team. Kirsten Orsbond, she's another one. She's back there. She's barking out orders. She's telling kids where to go, who's cutting. And Coach, anytime, you've coached several years of basketball, anytime you have a team that plays a lot of zone, you got to have somebody to bark some orders out. You got to have that drill sergeant.
That's true.
And Coach has always been pretty fortunate to be able to do that, to have one or two of those kids that just get them in the right spots at the right time.
Okay, that's number 31, Savannah Easter.
We're going to have
Pass
a foul
over number
call.
4.
Foul's called on Tommy Hinkle. It's going to be her third personal. Her second. It's going to be the 5th team foul.
Emma Marshall going to replace her. 53 seconds left, 37-5, second quarter. Ash Kittle with the ball out front. Emma Marshall guarding her. Ball pressure. Inside, number 22. Nice move, Haley Witt.
It was a great post move.
37-7.
Libby Judge kicks it over to Reese Barnett. Barnett's to Bruce. We're running the offense. Let's see what the foul is. That foul is on
Caitlin Kennard.
Kennard. It's going to be her first, team 6. Fairland's going to be in the bonus on the next foul by Lucasville. Gives it into Kylie Bruce. Bruce looks out to Allie Penix. Allie with a bucket.
39-7. Ash Kittle with the basketball in the Marshall full court. Pass to Kennard. Pass inside to number 31, Savannah Easter.
Kylie Bruce with the rebound, pushes ahead to Emma Marshall. Emma on the drive, and the last second shot comes up a little bit short. Coaches, you go in. Unfortunately, you and I have kind of both been in these situations where we've been up. We've been in Coach Buchanan's shoes where we've been up big. We've been in Coach Phillips' shoes where we've been down. What is the one thing I got in my head? What is the one thing, the very first thing you're going to tell your girls you go in when you're down 39-7 this block?
Well, you're going to tell them forget about that first half and come out and try to play better in the second half. Work on different things, whether it's your full court press or getting a good shot. Really, they haven't had really too many good shots. They've all been kind of rushed.
I agree.
So,
I agree with you.
Especially with a young team, you just have to pick something that you want to get better. Let's break full court press. Let's get into our half court offense.
Right. Oh, I agree. And I think one of the things that I take away from it, you're right. We got to go in. We got to forget about this, that we're down 32 points. We got to do the little things. We got to start boxing out. We got to start getting rebounds. That's the first thing. And you're going to set goals as coach. It's a 31-point lead. I want to try to get this to 20 at the 4-minute mark in the third quarter, and then I want to try to get it to 15. So set some goals that are realistic that you can get. We're going to have to handle the ball a little bit better. We're going to have to find our shooters. We're going to have to find Bree Allen. Bree's got, I believe it was 20 points. We're going to have to pressure Tommy Hinkle a little bit. We're going to have to keep her in front of us. So now let's talk about on the other end. Now you're in Coach Buchanan's shoes. What are you telling your kids when you go in?
Keep up that same pace.
Right.
Keep up that same pace. You got to learn to put the nail in that coffin. Don't let up. It's easy right now. You're up. You're up 32 points. I mean, they could very easily, just kind of quit. But the thing I know about Coach Buchanan, he's not going to let that happen. I mean, he cut his teeth with me when he started coaching. I was in middle school, and he got in there and started coaching. And, a lot of those principles, and he was fiery. I mean, he still is,
And I think that's one of the big things. You got to preach composure. We got to continue doing what we've done well, and we got to build on this. We're going to throw some other girls in the mix here. We're going to get some playing time for some of these girls so we can figure out some different situations. So, keep your composure.
Yeah, they got to stay at it.
We're going to take about a 7.5-minute break here for halftime, and we're going to come back after that short break and finish up this second half.
All right, folks, we'll be back. We may be back a little early. We may be able to get some scoring for you. We'll see here in just a minute. We might even have a special guest come up for here in just a minute. We'll be back in a few minutes, folks. Hey, everybody, we're back. It's Coach Carroll. I'm back, and I've got one of my players that's played for me for the last 2 years. This is
Cameron
Barnett's, and her sister plays on the high school team, and I told her I'd come up and talk to her. I've enjoyed the heck out of her the last couple of years. So, Cam, tell me a little bit about this year and your season.
Well, let's talk about last year.
Okay, we'll talk about last year first.
Last year, we had a really good season. The freshmen, Morgan Lyons and Bree Allen, were the 8th graders, and then me and Issa and Jordan Spencer. And we had a really fun season. We did really well, and I remember at the beginning of the season, we would have 3-hour practices, and you all killed us.
Now, wait a minute. Did Mr. Carroll do that?
Yes.
Oh.
And then this year, we had a good season, too. We had me and Issa and Jordan Spencer again, and then the 7th graders, Bailey, Addison Cornell, Addison Godby, and Tegan Leap. They all play on Thunder. And we had a really good season. We came short at the end tonight, but it was okay.
Yeah, we didn't play too well tonight. And
Yeah.
Here's your other coach walking up right here. He wants to be on camera, I guess. I don't know. Now he's turning walking away, Coach McClung. But, well, Cam, I know you moved in a couple years ago, so have you enjoyed Fairland?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I like it.
Well, good. Is your sister enjoying it?
I think so.
You think so?
She
Well,
went to St. Joe last year, and she didn't play a lot, but she plays. I think she likes the coach, John Buke.
okay. Well, good. Well, you're going to be going to high school next year. What are you thinking about next year? You're going to be playing with your sister.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be different with high school, and it'll be harder, but I'm ready for it, and I'm
Well,
excited.
You'll probably be in Mr. Carroll's class.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Better watch out on that one. Coach McClung, did you want to come over and say a word to us? All right. Well, I'll tell you what, folks. Everybody, this is Cameron Barnett's. Cameron, say hello to everybody.
Hello.
And tell them you'll see them next year.
Yep.
All right, folks. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with some stats, hopefully. All right, folks, we're back. Coach Gorby has blessed us with his presence again after taking care of the officials down there.
You know, that's one of the one of the craziest things at halftime is you got 10 minutes and you got 19,000 things to get accomplished. And, you know, but the most important is you got to get your officials some water, make sure they're okay, check to make sure, you know, you don't have any crazy fans on them or anything like that. So, but I enjoy that part of the job. You get to converse with these guys, and you make some good lifelong friendships with a lot of these officials that you've took care of, and you've got them a bottle of water over the years. You know, Chuck McKnight and I would consider Chuck a good friend. If he called me up tomorrow and said, hey, Jeff, I need you to help me do something, I'd be right there to do it. Isaiah Haney, he married a Fairland grad and one of the Green twins. Rebecca, I think, I'm not 100% sure. If I got it wrong, please don't get mad at me, but I know he married one of the Green twins that went to Fairland.
Rebecca or Rachel, you have a choice.
I can't remember. She was here this morning with her little son and watching. He called a game earlier for us down here, middle school boys. Bree Allen with the reverse layup miss. Tommy Hinkle with the rebound. Tommy on the drive. She kicks over to Bree Allen. Bree comes up just a little bit short. That mid-range jumper, Coach, that's kind of the lost art of basketball. We don't see a lot of kids that can hit that mid-range jumper. Let's see who the foul is on here.
I believe it's Kirsten Midkiff.
Kirsten Orsbaum.
Oh, I meant Orsbaum.
I don't think Kirsten Midkiff played basketball.
Kirsten Midkiff graduated about 10 years ago, didn't she?
I don't think she's played basketball for Fairland.
Hey, you know, I didn't take my focus factor this morning. She's going to be mad at me because I have her in class.
That foul was actually on Mia Howard. That was her first, team first.
Now they buckle with that basket.
You know, the thing is, Coach, we are actually getting Kirsten's name correct. We've been about 12 different places this year, and I've heard it all from
I told her I was going to call
Kirsten
her
to
Kristen
Osborne to everything. So we're getting her name right. So Mia Howard over to Bree Allen for the layup. Assist Howard. That's Bree Allen. Bree Allen scored her, number 22, Bree Allen scored her 22nd point of the night. Fairland applying pressure. Ash Kettle kicks it over to Morrow. It's a 10-second call on Lucasville Valley. It's going to be Dragon basketball at half court. Pressure. If you get to pressure and you kind of get stumbled up a little bit, 10 seconds seems like an eternity till you get some pressure on you, and then it goes pretty daggone quick.
Kisser Northbond going to inbound the ball to Emma Marshall. Emma Marshall back towards Bond. In the middle of Bree Allen. Right wing Tommy Hinkle. She's going to take a 25-footer. No good. Off the back of the rim. There's number 4, Natalie Buckle with the miss.
Bree Allen with the rebound. She pushes the ball ahead. Comes up just a little bit short. Orsbond with the rebound, kicks out to Marshall. To Howard, over to Tommy Hinkle. Back to Bree Allen for the 3. It's her 25th point of the night. She's approaching that career high.
Wow.
Again, I think the career high was 28.
44-9, 6:35, running clock. Here's Ash Kittle, pulls up. Pass to Natalie Buckle.
Just a little bit outside from the old major league movie, just a bit outside. Bree Allen bringing the ball into Emma Marshall. Emma walks the ball up the floor, getting Fairland set in their offense.
Coach,
Allen,
I think Lucasville Valley's going to do a 1-3-1.
I think they have.
That's number 22, Haley Whitt, knocking that ball out of bounds.
I think I remember Coach Buchanan and them talking about have to get ready for a 1-3-1 a little bit the other night.
And, Coach, you know what kills that 1-3-1 is a diagonal pass.
Yes, it does.
You just got to find it.
Comes up just a little bit short. Montgomery with the rebound. Bree Allen jumps in there. Oh! Thank goodness for the big ponytail on the back there.
I think that hair saved her.
I think it did. And it did. And
might be a dent in the floor.
It's always a scary situation when you see a girl or a guy go down, their head hit the floor.
You know, Bree's pretty kind of shy.
Yes.
But not on the basketball court. I give her a hard time. Her locker's right across from my room, and I speak to her every day and make her speak to me, and she just grins.
Yeah. Mia Howard. It's going to be Mia's second foul, team second.
Looks like Lexi Morrow is going to inbound.
To
number 5, Lucy Ashkittle, top of the key.
Mia Howard applying great defense. Kicks it into Montgomery. Montgomery to Ashkittle. Back to Morrow. Morrow in trouble. It's Tommy Hinkle playing the top of that 1-2-2 zone for the Dragons. Ashkittle on the drive over to Morrow. Morrow for 3. Montgomery, the big offensive rebound and put back for the score. It is now 44-11, 5:10 on a running clock in the third period. Hinkle to Bree Allen. She is fouled by Montgomery. Well, that's going to be Montgomery's second foul.
Is it her second?
If Mr. Ronnie Canterbury's right on the scoreboard, that's going to be her second. Bree Allen at the line, shooting 2. She makes the first. Number 4, Reese Barnett's checking into the game, replacing Mia Howard.
And, folks, Reese is Cam's older sister that we just were here talking to.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. You had Cam up here talking to her. I did a middle school, did Girls middle school game against Rock Hill. And I think every time that Cam shot the ball or brought the ball off the floor, Coach Alt called her Reese. And I had to keep telling him, hey, she's going to play later.
But that's just a sign that he's getting old and he's going down the road.
That's kind of the nature of the beast when you coach kids and you coach sisters and brothers and you always call them by the wrong name. You know, when I first started coaching boys basketball here, I had probably one of the easiest lineups to remember. All 5 of my starters were named Matt. I had Matt Bird and Matt Pritt and those guys, and I remember going down to the book, visiting book, and they said, who you starting? I said, I'm starting Matt. And they go, who else? I go, I got 5 of them. Just mark them all. And so when you scream out there on the floor, Matt, they'd all answer you. So it's Matt Rowe, Matt Pritt, Matt Bird.
Madison Montgomery at the line. She's going to try for that old-fashioned three-point play. She was fouled by Bree Allen. Miss.
Kirsten with the
Orr's
rebound.
with the rebound. Bree Allen up to Reese Barnett's. Nice defense right there. Number 22, Haley Witt. Ball back to Lucy Ashkittle. She brings it up. It's Emma Marshall. Pass over on the right-hand side to Natalie Buckle. Natalie Buckle's going to drive the middle. It's going to be a shot by Lexi Morrow, in and out.
Rebound by
Ashkittle. She's fouled.
Let's see who, three Dragons around her. Let's see who gets a foul, charge a foul. Reese Barnett picks up the foul. That's her first, team 4th of the quarter. Ashkettle's line, shooting 2.
Coach, I got a question. The Barnett sisters playing next year. Who's going to wear number 4?
It's going to be, maybe they change it at halftime, Coach.
Oh, is that
one
what it
wear
is?
1/2, one wear next. Well, we'll have 44 open, so one of them may wear 44 and one of them wear 4.
There we go. Ashkittle's second shot is good. Emma Marshall brings it up. Back to their 1-3-1 zone. She's got to watch here for this diagonal pass. It's going to be open, Coach. On top, Bree Allen for 3 from 20 feet. In and out.
Tommy Hinkle with the offensive rebound. Put up, and she's fouled by number 22, Haley Witt. I'll have to wait to see what our clock operator, Ronnie Canterbury, here puts up on the board. It's going to be her 3rd, team 2nd. Now, I know I've mentioned Ronnie Canterbury several times. He's just my sideboard guy, my main guy down there, Eddie Marshall. We're glad that Eddie's back, and he's doing well, and back running the clock for us tonight here. Eddie's done it the last couple of years for us, and he's always fills in for the boys when I need him anytime. And Eddie, I appreciate everything you do for our athletic department and for our girls basketball program here.
Tommy Hinkle with 2 free throws being replaced. Katie Brumfield's going to come in and replace her. Your score, 3:46 to go in the 3rd quarter. 47 for the Lady Dragons, 14 for the Lady Indians. Ashkittle's going to bring the ball up against Emma Marshall. Pass on the right side to Montgomery. Down low, picked off by Kylie Bruce. Emma Marshall running the break up the middle. Pass over on the left wing. Reese Barnett's with the shot. 3-pointer, that's good.
Up and good.
50-14.
Hey, and I tell you, Coach, Reese is a kid. She gets on fire. I've seen her come in off the bench. She had 18, I think it was, against Chesapeake. The other night she had 17. She gets going. She can be deadly out there. Montgomery catches the ball, looking in to 22 Witt. Witt is fouled.
Bruce is going to pick up that foul. And by the way, Coach, while we're here, I noticed that Kylie's brother, Killian's here. Killian, we're going to give you a shout out and thank you for serving our country, my man. We appreciate you, Killians and Marines.
We definitely appreciate that. Killian, we appreciate your service to our country and everything you do to keep us safe.
I'm sorry, he's in the Army.
That's what I thought, Coach. But now I wasn't going to correct
I'm old.
you.
I'm allowed to screw that up. He's in the military. How's that?
I knew you were wrong, but I wasn't going to correct you because I didn't want you to get that paddle out again like you did when I was in 8th grade, and I'd correct you once in a while then.
Well, hey, that's only my 457th mistake today on a running tally.
On a running tally.
Ashkill inbounds for the Lady Indians. Over number 22, Witt. She still got it. Number 31, Savannah Easter with the ball. She's going to drive the middle. Over to Ashkittle. Ashkittle moved top of the key. She's going to drive through the lane. Kick it out. Back to number 12. That's Emily Johnson. Top of the key, Savannah Easter. Lost the handle. Emma Marshall. On the break up the right side, she's going to pull it back out.
Katie Brumfield.
Shoot that from about 22. Up, turnover, Emma Marshall. Going to bring it back. Coach, this is where we got to not get sloppy.
Yes.
Got to take care of the basketball.
I agree 100%.
Kylie Bruce.
Looking up a rule, the Ohio High School adopted a rule a couple years ago. When the team's up 35, we go to a running clock. So trying to get that rule down to my clock keepers so that we make sure we have following the correct guidelines here.
Asheville with the store. Nice play by Libby Judge. Trailing defense. Saved a basket right there. Tommy Hinkle's going to come back in. Allie Pinks is going to come in. Number 11, Caitlin Kennard's going to come in. And it looks like number 13, Coach, and I don't have her on my list. I don't know who that is. So, young lady, I don't know who you are, but welcome to the game.
She may have been a late addition to that roster there after we got it, Coach.
Haley Whitt drives the middle. Nice step in. Rebound, Kylie Bruce. Tommy Hinkle going to bring it up the floor. She's going to pull it back out on the right side. Going to drive. Kick back out to Bruce. Top of the key. Back to Tommy Hinkle. She's going to drive. Ooh, nice defense by number 13.
We are under the Ohio High School running clock rule here as you see the ball out of bounds. When you're up, the team goes up in the second half by 35 points. The clock is continuously run until the deficit is cut to 30 or less. Once it's cut to 30 or less, it is then goes back to normal play. This is only in effect in the Ohio High School tournament play. It's not in effect in the regular season yet. They've done this for about 4 years now.
And I think that's a good rule, Coach.
I think so too. And, and you were seeing some matchups. In our bigger cities where they have a lot of teams in the region that you were seeing a 1 seed playing a 40 or 50 numbered seed. And I know the schools, but I'm not going to mention those schools. I know there was a couple of scores, a couple times 115-7 and 122-3. So Ohio High School stepped in and said, we're not going to have this type of scores anymore. We're going to create a 35-point rule and put it in. It kind of followed the football rule that's out there. The mercy rule that's in football, it's the same way.
Well, Coach, that's a good rule. There's no use embarrassing kids. They're out here trying, doing their best.
Oh, I agree. I agree 100%. And there's no use to make it any worse than what it is. Give your kids, younger kids, an opportunity to play and get some minutes because this is your future. Like right now, I've seen Zoe Schmidt and Kaylee Sayers check in. Zoe's older brother, Xander, he's down at Portsmouth tonight where the boys are up 32-20 at the half. He's quarterback here. Possibly be the quarterback, running back, receiver, whatever spot we need him on the football team. He was honorable mention All-State outside linebacker. Zoe's brother, I believe so. Kaylee Sayers also, you got to be excited about her. She's a good basketball player, but also coming up softball season here in a couple of weeks. Coach, you guys get started. I know Kaylee puts in a lot of time in the off season, becoming a better softball player. She plays volleyball also here. Let's see, do we get any other subs? Allie Penix back in the game for the Dragons.
And we're going to start the fourth quarter. It's 50-14.
50-14. We're going to start under that running clock rule again. We do apologize that this game is going to be tape delayed, tape recorded. Kaylee Sayers with the big 2-point layup. Due to the recent snow and ice storms, we had a couple fiber optic lines that were tore, ripped, broke, whatever you want to call it, whatever fiber optic does. That's wiped out the entire internet, Wi-Fi, hardwire internet service here at the high school.
We call it broken.
Broken, okay, broken. So they're currently working on that, and hopefully we can get everything fixed by Wednesday night so we can be back live and take care of that. I think it's safe to say, Coach, right now that Wednesday night the Dragons are going to be hosting the winner of South Point Chesapeake.
7 o'clock, weather permitting.
Weather permitting.
I don't know. We might be here. I don't know.
We may be. I don't know whether South Point is live right now with that game, but I'm going to try to see if I can find it. The wonderful world of technology and Facebook and everything else.
Oh, we got a turnover with Tommy Hinkle while Coach Gorby's checking out scores.
I don't see, they must not be running their game live
Well,
tonight.
you know what? I think they're on the same fiber optic we are, all the schools.
You're probably right. You're probably right. Well, their boys' game was on earlier today. I'm going to check a couple other sites here and see if I can see anything. Let me, I'll tell you what, Coach, we got this wonderful thing called a text message. Let me just text Chase Kratzenberg down here to see what the score is.
I think that's a good idea.
Chase, new AD at South Point in his first year. Chase is taking over in this COVID situation and doing a great job. Morrow for 3 for Lucasville Valley.
52-17, 6:16, it's 15 on a running clock. Salyers bringing the ball up. Hand off to Hinkle, top of the key. Over to Worsbon, Schmitty down low. Back out to Schmidt. On a back cut, Tommy Hinkle from 23. Air ball. Rebound, number 13.
I don't think, do we know who 13?
We still don't know who that is.
Yeah, we do. Isn't that McKenna Dunham?
Oh, that is McKenna Dunham.
McKenna Dunham?
I'm sorry, right in front of me. Been
Number
a snake
20,
in a bit.
it would have been. Number 24, Adeline Conaway with the layup there. Kaylee Salyers bringing the ball up the floor.
52-19.
To Zoe Schmidt. And I tell you, these younger kids getting a little bit of opportunity to play right now, and Zoe and Kaylee. These are two kids that I look to see a lot of playing time for next year. Zoe goes hard. She's a constant motor, very physical type ball player. Kaylee Salyers with her first foul of the half, team 6. Hannah Taylor coming in. Libby Judge checking in.
Coach,
and Emma
that's
Marshall.
Big country.
Big country.
Big country.
Big country checking into the game. I think Hannah's going to be a force to reckon with here in the paint in the next few years. Soft touch around the basket. Just good player. Coach, I forgot. I texted Chase there. They're actually at Chesapeake tonight, down there in the what I always affectionately refer to as the fallout shelter, where there is no internet service. You can't text out. You can't get on. You can't get Wi-Fi. So we're probably not going to get a score update from that because of that situation where it is hard to text down there.
All right. Caitlin Conaway with the shot. Miss. Follow up. Foul's going to be on Salyers.
It's going to be Salyers' second.
Adeline Conaway's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
No, actually, they called that on Hannah Taylor, looks like, Coach. No, they didn't. They called on Salyers. And Hannah's number up on the board. That's her second, team 7th. The Indians are going to be shooting 1-1. We're going to be in the bonus the rest of the way out.
It's a nice shot there by Adeline Conaway.
Coach, while she's shooting her second one, I'm going to give a big shout out to my ticket ladies, Becky Zimmerman and Vivian Bird. Becky's been here way before. Becky was here when I was in school. Everybody affectionately knows her, thinks of Becky as her mother. There's not a former Fairland player that comes in that Becky doesn't give a hug and recognize their face and talks to their wife, their kids. She's been here almost 40-plus years for me at Fairland as a ticket taker through several ADs, myself, John McClung, Chad Belville, Roger Snyder. She started with John Limley back in the late 80s, early 90s. I'll finish that story here in just a second. The foul is on number 24, which is Adeline Conway.
And, Coach, guess what? We got Big Country going to the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
First one's up, no good.
And going back to my ticket taker, Becky, she's a sweetheart. This is a job that I couldn't do. I can't imagine the number of tickets that she's torn off and in the last 40 years. Becky, we love you. We appreciate everything you do.
She's good to everybody.
Good to everybody, and appreciate you so much. Vivian's come on in the last few years for me as my second ticket taker. And Vivian, again, we appreciate everything you do for us and for the athletes here at Fairland. Thank you so much for your efforts and what you do.
Ball ahead, Emma Marshall to Brenna Reedy. That's knocked out of bounds. It'll be Fairland basketball underneath. 2:04 on a running clock. See what happens here.
Emma trying to find somebody. Kaylee Nungemeyer in the game for the Dragons.
Emma
She kicked
Marshall
over to Emma Marshall.
16.
Kaylee with some good defense there, forcing a shot.
Bella Fox with a shot.
Big Country Hannah Taylor with the rebound. Emma Marshall now directing the Dragons offense. Kaylee Nungemeyer with the ball. Over to Brianna Reedy. Reedy to Judd. Brianna on the drive. Kicks to Emma Marshall. Over on the wing. Libby Judge on the drive. And she is fouled. Let's see. The foul was on number 22, Haley Witt. And that is her team fourth foul. Again, Coach, Fairland will host either South Point or Chesapeake here on Wednesday night at 7 p.m., weather permitting. Ticket situation is going to be the exact same way. You'll have to email me for codes. It'll be open to parents and guardians first. If we have any left, we'll be able to open that up to extended family afterwards. Again, those tickets will go on sale starting Monday. You'll email me for the codes just like you did this past week.
All right. Well, we're back. Savannah Easter with the ball. Over on the left-hand corner, number 33, number 4. And I don't have her number, Coach. All I know is Natalie Buckle. Natalie Buckle with the shot. Dragons in the front court. Emma Marshall.
To Libby Judge.
Pass into Libby Judge. Down on the floor it goes. Picked up by number 34. That's Riley Johnson. Riley's going to shoot for 2. It's 52-22. And, folks, that's your game.
Coach, I appreciate you having me up here. I kind of dropped the ball and let you down. I'm not going to have the numbers that Mr. Carroll usually has afterwards. I believe that Bree Allen had 25 points on the night. She's the leading scorer for the night. Again, all of our kids, big send-off to Lucasville Valley and their effort. You know, like you said earlier, Coach, they're a young program. They're going to get this thing going in the right direction as they end their season here at Fairland. As Coach Jimmy V said, just win. All you got to do is win. You know, one more. So survive and advance, and that's what we did tonight. We're going to play in the sectional finals here on Wednesday night. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Coach Buchanan has been here 11 years, and this will be his 10th straight sectional finals.
Wow.
He had a run there, I believe it was 7 straight district finals last year snapped. So I believe, like I said, I believe it's his 10th straight sectional finals he's going to try to win here on Wednesday night against the winner of Chesapeake or South Point. Again, we hope we get our internet connections fixed so that we can come back live. I don't know if Coach Harris will be back yet.
No, he won't be back this week. Possibly next week, I think.
If not, it'll either be me or we'll get somebody up here that knows a little bit more basketball and not maybe as long-winded as I am to help you out and take care of things.
I need help. Lord knows that.
Big shout-out to Doug for helping us out, coming up tonight and helping us record and all season long. Doug, we appreciate everything you do, and Armstrong Network, we appreciate that. Dave Carroll, appreciate it, Coach. Big mentor in my life. It's been a pleasure coming up here and hanging out with you this evening and talking a little basketball. We appreciate everything you've done. The boys were up.
I appreciate you coming up here because I'd have been doing it by myself and I'd have been lost.
Hey, you know, some days, Coach, I believe you enjoy talking to yourself. And as my dad always says, when you're talking to yourself, at least you're talking to somebody intelligent. So,
I don't know about that.
So, everybody, please stay safe. I know there's another snowstorm coming in.
Oh, you know what, Coach?
We'll
we need to give a shout-out to these electrical workers and all these guys cutting these trees down. 'Cause I'm going to tell you what, I was without electric. I got a text during the game here. I've been out a day and a half, and they finally said it got back on. So I want to thank those guys and, you know, all the police and the first responders and everybody out there, especially when all this nasty weather we've had. You know, we appreciate those guys, and you take we take all these things for granted. You know, if
Yes,
we don't
we do.
have water, you figure it out. And if you don't have electric, it's tough. So
Yeah, you do. You know, and we do. We appreciate every one of y'all's hard work and everything you've done to get us our power back on and everything. And I know we're getting ready for a second round of it here coming early in the week. Hopefully it's not as bad. But we do appreciate our first responders, our electrical workers, our cable workers across, not only across the tri-state area, but across the state and across the country for everything you do. We appreciate it. We're going to sign off here. We appreciate you tuning in to the Armstrong Sports Network.
hopefully we'll see you next week.
Hopefully we'll see you Wednesday. This is Dave Carroll and Jeff Corbett. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.